Welcome back to Clippers Live, presented by CarMax on FanDuel Sports Network. Thanks, as always, for joining us. We're live in Atlanta. Jalen Johnson getting ready to go tonight, but he will not play for the Hawks. He's been great lately. We're going to talk all about him. Moments ago, we heard from Hawks head coach Quinn Snyder on how this Hawks team has come together over the last few weeks.
You've just thrown yourself into the game. You're just focused on the team. And the things you need to do to help the team, as opposed to thinking about what's going on for you personally. And that's a big psychological shift a lot of times. And, even if it's subtle. So those guys have, it's not just those two. I think they're all doing that. And I think they're learning how to communicate better. That's the next step.
Back courtside here in Atlanta, Lauren Rosen and Jim Jackson, as always, joined by a very special guest, Dominique Wilkins. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
It's a real thrill and a real pleasure. Thank you in advance for imparting some wisdom. Let's get right into your Atlanta Hawks squad. This is a team that's found ways to win with and without its leading scorers on any given night. No Jalen Johnson tonight, no Trae Young over the last few weeks. How have they found ways to win?
Well, what you're seeing is the emergence of Jalen Johnson. He is that point power forward that gets everybody into the right positions to receive the ball. And the one great thing you're seeing right now, everybody's moving. Jimmy, when you move without the ball, you're going to always get good possessions where you're going to get easier shots. And they're defending. I mean, this is the best I've seen them defend since last year. I mean, they're really coming out of the gate, making people have to run plays to where the ball has to swing instead of staying on one side of the floor.
And how much is that credited to Quinn Snyder kind of empowering different people to do different things, especially when Trae has been out?
You know what? It has everything to do with it, because what you're seeing is happening, that everybody is trying to make plays. You have Dyson Daniels making plays. You got Alexander, his game is much better than I ever imagined.
Right.
And he's a leader. So, you have different components working together to see the consistency from what you're seeing from these guys.
You mentioned the offseason acquisition, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. What has he brought to this team?
Well, what he's brought some more toughness. He brought a guy he loves the moment. He loves the moment. He takes the big shots.
Right.
And again, he's one of the best defenders in the league. There's no question about that. So he brings different elements to this team that's definitely going to help us.
For those that haven't watched the Hawks shoot, this is a team that shares the ball. They love to share the ball, high assist rate. Defensively, they've gotten better. So when you bring Trae Young back, imagine the usage rate for Jalen Johnson. How does that help? How does that change the situation once Trae comes back into the fold?
Well, I think collectively all has to fit to continue to work, and even more so when he comes back, because he's a threat in every way as far as offensively. So it's going to be a kind of a process, and he understands he has to come back in and get himself in court shape to get back to where he was.
Dominique, you and James Harden find yourselves on similar lists sometimes of greatest players of all time. A lot's being asked of James Harden here in year 16. What have you made of the way that he's evolved his game and embraced these challenges?
Well, I know it so well, because, when you are that guy to have to do everything, that's a load to carry, and especially when Kawhi Leonard is not on the floor consistently, just coming back, of course, but he's been carrying the load. There's one guy on that team that's been playing consistent and playing great is James Harden.
Hey, give me this, and give our viewers this. The mindset mentality of not just carrying the load, but doing it in times when your body doesn't feel right, a little bit injured, but you felt that it's a burden that you want to carry because you are the best player.
You know what? I can really understand what he's doing, because I had to do that. When you don't have another great superstar playing on the floor consistently, man, that's a heavy load to carry. But when your mindset is, it doesn't matter anyway, I got a job to do, I'm going to go out and do it the best of my ability, that's what really shapes a great player. When you can do it, when you don't have them other pieces consistently around.
Take us back a few weeks, if you don't mind. The Hawks continue to lead the NBA in assists, despite the fact that Trae Young hasn't been available. And he, of course, like James Harden, is one of the best distributors in the game. You've mentioned Jalen Johnson, but how has the team managed to share the ball so well, even without the guy who's traditionally stirring the drink?
Well, first of all, they have to play this way to get easy points or, get up and down the floor. But two is that these guys really enjoying seeing the other guy prosper in the offense. So everybody's moving without the basketball. So you rely on ball movement to get these type of easy shots, and everybody is constantly moving, and everybody becomes a playmaker at some point in time during the game.
Dominique, because the East is kind of wide open, we know Detroit is up at top, New York is there in the mix with regards to being that, and maybe a Boston if Jason Tatum comes back. But where in the hierarchy right now do you see the Hawks fitting in?
I really see them in the top 4 teams. Okay. I really do, because we have that type of potential. We have that kind of personnel to keep us there or above. So you take these games, you know this, Jim. You got to take these games one at a time, not look too far down the road. Take care of business at hand, and you win them one at a time.
You know the game extraordinarily well. If you were able to join the Clippers locker room or the huddles, what would you have the Clippers do to sort of start to right the ship here, as they're all so committed to doing?
Well, if I played with James Harden, they wouldn't be doubling him, I'll tell you that.
That's why you need Kawhi back, right?
That's why he needs Kawhi back. There won't be no doubling James Harden if I play with him.
Right.
And so, like you said, when Kawhi is back, that makes them lethal.
It's the confidence that guys like you guys have. It's making me better. I gotta be honest. Nick, any thoughts on Jim's game before we let you go?
Oh, Jimmy was a load. Let me tell you something. Jimmy, let me tell you, the shooting guard, boy, he would have fun today. I'm telling you.
And get that big bag, too. Nick, we get that big bag.
What? Come on, man.
Get that big bag.
Yes.
Jim, anything to throw back here?
I hated guarding Dominique because, one, I came in and I got a chance when it was the golden era, like 92, 93, when the East was so tough, okay? But Gardenique was a challenge because, one, like Kawhi got to a spot. He was a lot stronger than what you thought. Forget about the athleticism and the dunks. It was the little nuances in the game that you had to guard Nick about, that it wasn't the highlight reel, okay? Coming off of screens, trying to box him out, trying to run with him full court. All those little things as a person that had to guard him. Forget the dunk. It was all the other aspects of the game that made him so tough.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that, man.
Just because I haven't been told that you have to go yet, I'm going to ask one more quick question.
There you go. Go ahead. Get it in.
Both of you having the careers that you have, to now take this second act, this new job so seriously. I watch a lot of NBA basketball. You both do this extremely well. How did you decide that this was going to be how you'd spend these years?
Well, one of the owners came to me one day. He said, Nick, I know you say you're not going to travel anymore, but, we would love for you to travel because you know our team better than anybody. I said, well, I don't want to do this anymore. They said, well, just go see what they talk about. I said, okay, but I'm not going to do it. So I went to see the network, and they said, this is what we're doing, this is what we're giving. I said, how many games y'all want me to do? It happened just like that.
Hey, man.
Listen, on behalf of folks that watch the league every night, thank you for saying yes to that opportunity.
It's the best job because we're around the game. You're doing something you love. You get a chance to connect. And, we're still undefeated at the end of the day.
Yeah, you know what, man? This is a fun job. I'm enjoying it. And when we can enjoy it at this age and beyond, it's a blessing. So I'm very thankful, and I'm sure you are too, man.
Definitely.
Thank you both for making my job more enjoyable today. Dominique Wilkins, Jim Jackson, thank you both for being here.
Got a few more years to catch us, though, man. I'm just saying.
Listen, stick around as long as you guys would like. When we come back, we're going to hear a little bit more about the matchup ahead. Kawhi Leonard's looked great. Ivica Zubac has looked great. The Clippers desperately want a win tonight in Atlanta, and we're going to tell you how they could do it. Don't go anywhere. We are just 75 days away from the 2026 NBA All-Star Game at Intuit Dome. Today, the Clippers launched a first-of-its-kind All-Star home court hoops program. Over 5,600 of these unique basketball hoops will be given away to local families. Visit clippers.com/hoops for more information and an opportunity to receive your own hoop that helps expand opportunities to play the great game of basketball. And welcome back inside, courtside at Atlanta. Lauren Rosen, Brian Seaman, the Clippers getting ready to fight for a much-wanted victory tonight. And, of course, on the heels of some news we learned this morning, Chris Paul and the Clippers parting ways. Brian, your reaction to that news this morning?
I think there isn't a person within the organization that isn't disappointed about the outcome of what had to happen. And I saw every single minute that he played for the Clippers going back to his Lob City era to this era, and I know how valuable he is. He's a pillar of the success that the Clippers have had. I'll never forget the day in December of 2011 when we landed him and all the success that followed and continued to follow after we have him. So the decision that the Clippers have made was not done on a whim. It was not done with one isolated incident. I don't know the details. I don't know if I really care about it. They might come out in time, but I'm bummed out for Chris to end his career that way with the Clippers if this happens to be his last year. And I just hate for the Clippers to have made a tough decision. It doesn't fix anything, by the way. You know, they're 5-16. They've been bad at basketball this year. Let's call it what it is. This doesn't change anything. This doesn't improve anything. So going forward, the Clippers have to focus in on themselves. They've got to play harder. They just have to play harder for 48 minutes at the end of the day.
Lawrence Frank and Ty Lue both very intentional today when talking about parting ways with Chris about the fact that they're not scapegoating Chris Paul for the season getting off to a slow start. This is just a move parallel to moves they're hoping to see on the floor. So let's get into what we're about to see here in Atlanta. Starting lineups. The lineup remains the same, what it has been these last few games for the Clippers, but the Hawks, they've been without Trae Young. Tonight, they're also without Jalen Johnson. Brian, what type of opportunity does this situation present for the Clippers?
Well, we saw a team that was shorthanded come into a dome, and it didn't go very well for the Clippers when they take on the Mavericks. For the Clippers, as far as they're concerned, take care of their own business. Like, protect the ball, play hard for 48 minutes, and then let the chips fall where they may. For the Hawks, you're going to get some players getting extended minutes, getting a chance to prove themselves. Nickeil Alexander-Walker has been playing off the charts. Great for Atlanta. He'll get more opportunities. Former Hawk Chris Dunn certainly will try to bottle him up. This will not be an easy game on many levels for the Clippers, but this is a game that they've got to take advantage of.
It's a hungry Clippers team, and it's a team that's going to be back in action here just in a couple minutes. Brian, thanks as always for being here. Brian and Jim will be right here after the break to lead you up to tip-off. Thanks for being here.